find yourself waiting to feel motivated or thinking that it will just magically appear? If so, you're going to be so bitterly disappointed in life, because if you've not realised it already, it doesn't necessarily work that way. And in this video, I want us to explain about what is motivation, why is it so important, and the steps, simple steps that you can do to implement into your life to make sure that you've got more motivation. So let's get on with this week's video. So I would like to introduce you to kind of this concept where you have motivation and you have action. And sometimes what we feel is that we feel as if we need to have motivation to then be able to take action, which will then allow us to do what needs to be done. However, it doesn't work like that. How it really works is that really you need to find a certain element of action. And with this, it's just allowing yourself to have a certain amount of time to get going. Now, once you've got that going, then here comes the magic. Here comes the motivation. And this is the most important part, because then what will happen is that you will then be creating this cycle that will allow you to keep going. So it's about tapping into that motivation, but to tap into it, you need to start with the action first. So here's some top tips. And my first one is about, I do not want you to reward bad behaviour. So when you can't be bothered and when you're putting it off, this particular task, I don't want you to reward yourself with that bad behaviour. Let me give you an example. Oh, I'll have a quick nap and then I'll feel more awake and I'll be able to revise. No, because what you're doing is you're procrastinating, but you're rewarding yourself for procrastinating. So we need to turn this around and we need to recognise that actually you need to earn that reward. Which moves on to my second top tip about those rewards. It's about recognising that it's the little things that can bring you joy. And with that, when it comes to achieving and deserving that reward, it's about finding what could be that for you. So for some people out there, it could be time on their phone. It could be watching their favourite TV show. It could be having, mine's a hot chocolate. It could be having half a bar of chocolate, or whatever it is. It could be connecting with their friends. Whatever it is, it's about kind of finding that sense in the little things that bring you joy, that bring you that sense of achievement. Now, it doesn't always have to be external, okay? So it doesn't always have to be phone, food, places to go maybe. I would like to build your awareness up to recognise that sometimes it is about kind of realising the importance of validating and boosting your internal pride, because the external factors are great, but actually the internal factors are just as important too. And by doing that, it's having that sense of achievement. It's about having that reward, knowing that that reward is you becoming a better version of you. So if that's for your exams or for revision, if it's for a uni piece, your dissertation or something like that, it's just about remembering that actually the reason that you're working on this particular piece of work or doing these particular chores in life is because it's for you to become the best person that you can be. And actually it's about working out your values. It's about learning to appreciate what's important to you. So yeah, just remember those internal rewards as well, because they're there and they're a lot more important than we realise. Another one of my top favourite tips is to recognise and track your accomplishments. Now, I'm asking you to look for those little wins, okay? Because sometimes what happens with motivation is that we feel as if we need to do a massive, amazing, great piece of work to feel that sense of, motivation and that it was worth it. When actually it's about looking for the little things in life, okay? And with that, I'm talking about maybe just getting a piece of homework back, or just knowing that you met a deadline. Just knowing that maybe your parents or carers are happy because you've tidied up your bedroom, or you've helped tidy up the house, or you've made dinner. So it's about these little things that can actually really, really help. So with tracking those accomplishments, maybe it's just about having, if you've got a diary or if you've got a calendar, just giving yourself a tick on each one. It's just about finding that sense of gratitude and actually what you have achieved in every day. Because you might have to look really hard, and I get that, but there is a sense of achievement with every single day, even if it's getting out of bed, even if it's actually making it to school, college, sixth form, uni, whatever it might be. It's about looking out and tracking those accomplishments. Another top tip is just explore gently. Are you a hidden perfectionist? Are you kind of delaying your motivation? You're delaying this need to do well because of the procrastination, but what's causing that procrastination? And I wonder if maybe it's because you're a hidden perfectionist, and actually with a perfectionist is that maybe you fear failure so much that There's the reason that you've got the procrastination. But maybe that's why you're lacking that motivation, because you fear that failure so much. So can you see how that can have a knock-on effect? Another top tip, if you know that there's something that needs to be done, visualise and imagine how good it's going to feel when you've done it. So for a lot of my school kids, what I encourage them to do is that if they've got a test or an exam and they're revising or they're not revising and they're feeling like beating themselves up maybe, is to just remind them of how good it will feel walking out of that exam, for example. Therefore, you know how good it will feel. Let's just put that effort in to work towards that feeling good, feeling that you know you did your best. Because this is the hardest thing. You may only regret what you've not done. So it's about finding that action, building to that motivation, and along the way, if you need to, add those rewards for sure. Another top tip, if you're feeling really decreased or no motivation whatsoever, is get moving. Moving is such an important one. Now, I'm not just necessarily saying about exercise, but I am saying about moving. Because if you're working from bed, or if you're revising from your bed, or doing maybe some schoolwork from your bed, it is proven that you are less likely to be involved in the task when you are comfortable in your bed. Therefore, it is about getting up, get moving, get dressed, have a shower. It's about doing those things that you need to do in order to be able to kind of at least start with that action, start with that doing. If it is exercise, then exercise is a great one. If that means going outside and getting some fresh air or going for a quick mindful walk without your phone, then yes, do it. But it's just about getting your body moving and not staying stuck. Physically, literally. And my final top tip is don't beat yourself up. You've got so much going through in your head at the moment anyway. Just be kind to yourself. Each day is a fresh day. But if you keep waiting for that moment to come where you're going to feel motivated and inspired and energized, then just recognize that is only going to come from you. Okay, that's only going to come really, truly, naturally from you. Therefore, it's about you recognizing that if you want to change, if you want to find this motivation, then you're the only person that can do it. And I say that with kindness in my heart because it's the hardest thing. I get that. But you've got this. You've got this. It's just about kind of facing that actually sometimes we're not going to want to do it. But when you know what needs to be done, you're going to need to do it. Say yes. But my favourite one, FYI, is just imagine that feeling once it's done. And I always have a hot chocolate if I've had a hard day or if I've achieved something amazing or if I've at least given it my best shot. Hot chocolate, always. Love chocolate. Anyway, stay awesome. Keep trying. Keep doing your best. And we will get there. I'll see you next week. Bye, everybody.